Hello, my sunshines. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Raeofsunshyne here, back with another video. A little disclaimer. This is probably my sixth time trying to film this video, this reaction for you guys, because my computer is just not it. And it keeps stopping and going and glitching, and I just didn't want to give you guys like a bad video where you can't really hear me or it keeps cutting out and things like that. So I'm trying my best to get this recording to the quality that I usually have it without all these interferences. So please bear with me. I am so sorry that things just keep happening. But hey, some things are just unavoidable. They happen. What can I say? So, we're going to be reacting to Gray Sheep episode or track um 5 episode track 5 parts 3 and 4. Okay. So, from my well, not my understanding, but last time what happened on Gray Sheep was, and we got introduced to a new character whose name is Drop, and he came to the club interested in Snow and wanted to talk to him, but that didn't particularly go too well as we had Junkie and Color in the mix, and they wanted to know what was going on, all while Snow was having a bit of trauma being in the presence of Drop. And to me, that honestly shows that he has some kind of past whatever. He had some kind of past with Drop, considering how his body was reacting to the whole thing. And not that he necessarily remembers it, because obviously there's a lot of things that Snow does not remember about his past. And he's just piecing things together bit by bit as we are. So yeah, but Drop made it, excuse me, very apparent that he knows quite a bit about Snow, and wanting to see his true self without his contacts in and seeing his real eyes and whatnot. And Junkie wasn't really going for that, because obviously Junkie knows that he's dealing with something a little bit different, and he kind of already knows who this guy is, considering the fact that just the way that he was so kind of aggressive and was trying to make sure that he was protecting Snow. Obviously he has an attachment issue to Snow, we already know that, but it kind of went beyond that. You can kind of tell they've known each other, they have some history as well. Okay, so that was my little recap from the last parts that I watched. So let's get into it and see how this goes, shall we?
うわ、本当にいる。こんばんは。先ほどはどうもでした。
こんばんは。こちらこそ、さっきは楽しい時間をありがとう。
楽しんでもらえたならよかったですけど、まだこのところにいたんです。マーヴェリックのお偉いさんが一人でいたら危ないですよ。
いいんだ。港区で僕に何かあれば、それは結局僕の、マーヴェリックの責任でもある。自分の面倒は自分で見るよ。
その
I guess that's as you're doing right now. You're technically taking care of your own business, even though you're trying to get in Color's, I mean, not Color's business, because Color really don't care, but you're trying to get in Snow's business and trying to figure out more about him. I don't know. Oh, and also one more thing to mention. A subscriber did comment and say their prediction, which is also kind of aligns with my prediction, because I thought the same thing, but I just didn't say it out loud, is that Snow probably worked for Maverick or had some kind of relationship or some ties to Maverick in some capacity. And I truly believe that as well, because there are too many clues and there are too many hints directing that um that might be the case, especially since he doesn't remember his memories. There's no telling what happened to him back then, that he lost his memories due to something, obviously. But yes, I think that is a big part of this whole thing, is that because Maverick seems to be tied to everything. And for some unknown, well, I'm not gonna say for some unknown reason, because you have Junkie, you have AK, and Snow. They know each other in the past, obviously, and we already know that AK was pretty much adopted by Maverick, and Junkie has dealings with Maverick, obviously. So it's not really far fetched, and that is definitely something that I'm keeping in my mind, because things are very much aligning that way.
だと、ドロップさんはかなりのお偉いさんですね。遊び足りないようなら、うちの店に戻るか、それとも他のいい店でも紹介しましょうか。
遊びはもう十分。それと、その探るような目、あまり好きじゃないな。何か僕に聞きたいことでもある？
余ります。
そう。
I love how Color is being like sarcastic, but in a like cool, played off way. Like he's basically saying, "Hey, these are eyes I was born with. Like if you have a problem with that, that's on you, not on me."
わざわざ僕を探しに来たいだから何かあるのかと思ったんだけどな。
いえいえ、そういうわけでもないですよ。
そうなんだね。
そうなんです。
君はどっちだろう？
はい？
敵か味方か。
思うんですね。まあ、警察官職業柄、敵は多いと思います。
Exactly. Like, why would that even be a question that you would pose right now? Like, I don't know if you're an enemy or an ally. Didn't y'all just meet? So how would you technically even try to figure out whether he's an enemy or ally? Like that should be the least of your concern right now. Color is like slowly trying to pick him and kind of like be very observant in the way that he says things, and just in general to go off of his own views, like how he perceives Drop, because he knows there's something about him, but obviously he's not going to directly say something either way. He's just picking him right now. And as well, Drop is trying to pick Color, but it's really not working that well in Drop's favor, more so in Color's favor.
君の肩書きはどうでもいいんだ。僕にとって障壁となるか否か、線引きはそれだけだよ。
そんなにじゃなくても、大部分の人はグレーに立ってるものですよ。
でもな、黒なんだよね。
どこでそう思われたんだか、さっぱり。
白になる可能性があるなら、その
I really don't like the way that Drop is trying to be so assuming about things. Like he's a know-it-all, that he knows everything. He literally just said that Color is black. Clearly he's not. Get it? No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's just assuming that Color is the enemy, that he's on this side of the fence, blah 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 blah. I mean, yes, like he said, obviously he's a police officer, but at the same token, you can't really put someone in a box without actually really knowing them, per se. And like he's doing that an awful lot. And at the same time, Color is doing the same thing in return, but he's doing it in such a sly way that I don't think Drop's really necessarily realizing he's making the same plays, but in a more better directive than what Drop is doing. Color, I can't say that about Color. Color's very smart when he needs to be. I mean, obviously, yeah, he's he's pretty smart. He tries to be observant, and he tries to gather certain elements and clues off of how a person is saying things, how they're reacting to something. And Drop, he seems like he's you can tell that he's been more closed in for a while, because he doesn't really know how to have conversations with someone.
模索したいな。君の場合はどうしたらいいんだろう。そうだな。君はすごく感情的な人間で、 実力以上のたくさんのものを背負っている。キャパシティを超えたあれこれに思いを馳せるのはしまうよ。どれかを手放すお手伝いをしようか。
何の話です？
何？
Wait, why is he? See, Job, what are you doing? You're okay. Now you're calling him an emotional person. You don't even know if he's emotional because you have not even seen him in like a bunch of different scenarios yet. But yet you're already saying that, oh, you could tell like he's the emotional type. Maybe you're the emotional type. We don't know that either.
を手放すのが効率的かな。あ、そうだ。いっそ部下ケアは他に任せたら。
部下ってゴートのことですか？ドロップさんって面白い人だな。なんで急にそんな話。
さん付けしなくて構わないよ。実際僕が退店した後は呼び捨てだったようだけど。
うん。
あとバックヤードで勝てたでしょ。オウルとスパイダーだったかな。
もしかしてさっきの聞いてました？
Wait a minute. So okay, so now Job is behind the corners listening to stuff, the conversations that has nothing to do with him. And he just automatically assumes, oh, because he was counseling Owl and Spider, that he's emotional and he has too much baggage and stuff like that. He has too many things on his hands and yada yada yada. What? Job is trying to be a sneaky one, but he's not that sneaky. Come on. And you're just outright telling yourself, like, yeah, I was listening to your conversation and whatnot. And watch, he's going to try to offer his assistance for something. I wouldn't take it.
あの店はホットスカンクの持ち物だからね。どうとでもなる。
やばいな。何か失言でもしてなきゃいいけど。
But you did. Wait, no, I'm not talking about color. I mean, for a minute, oh my gosh, I thought that Job was talking because yeah, he's saying some kind of outlandish things, but he was just giving advice to because he's a fatherly type of figure role. Obviously he's a leader and he wants to make sure that the other members are cool, they're straight, nothing's like going on wrong with them, because it also can be a hindrance to the job if he doesn't talk to them and make sure that they're okay, or if they're having a bad time with something, he wants to clear the air, because yes, it can interfere with what they're trying to do. That doesn't necessarily mean that like, okay, he's too into the emotional things, trying to make someone feel a certain way, blah 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 blah. There's nothing wrong with that.
失言はなかったかな。今とても真摯に部下にアドバイスをしていた。でもっているよね。
そう聞こえました？
聞こえたよ。ねえ、持つってどんな感じ？
はい？
教えてよ。興味があるんだ。
俺の感情に興味なんて持ってもしょうもないですよ。どうせなら自分の気持ちにご興味を向けたらいいと思いますけど。
Okay, tell him, Color. Yeah, you need to focus on yourself and your own feelings. You might be the emotional one, to be honest, because you're just in everybody else's business. Like, he's just literally sitting here calling out Color, but the same could probably be said for him. Like, I'm really not getting a good feeling about Job, honestly. He seems like very conniving, and he's going to use any play that he can to take advantage of certain situations. He's definitely giving that.
僕もそう思う。だからね、またスノーに会いたい。
スノー？どうしてスノーなんですか？
君はスノーの目のことをどこまで知ってる？僕が知らないことを君は知ってるのかな？どう？
さあ、知っていたとしてあなたに話すかは別。
Exactly. You think he's just gonna sit up here and tell you about a member that works with him, his personal business, to you, somebody that he doesn't even really know like that? That doesn't make sense. Color is not that stupid to just fall in line and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you everything about Snow that I know, because why not? I have nothing else to do. Come on, This is ridiculous. To assume that someone's just gonna like open up to you just off of meeting you.
問題ですしね。
なるほど。それじゃ、僕が君に利益を与えれば、味方になってくれるのかな。
No, 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 we're not going to support you. You can support yourself. See, I knew something was coming with this guy. Like I just had this feeling. He's gonna try to use something to take advantage of the situation, to get the information that he wants.
ゴートをもっと有名にしてくれるとか、可愛い女の子を紹介してくれるとか。
See, now he's just playing with him. I don't blame you, Color. I really don't.
君の行方不明の母親を探してあげる。
Oh, that's a little
な
low.
んで
昨今は個人情報の保護が強固だからね。警察官といえど、意図的に隠れている。隠されている人を探すのには苦労するんじゃない？でも、僕ならきっと探してあげられる。今の提案がお気に召さないなら、それ以外でもいいよ。君が欲しいものを手に入れて、知りたいことを調べてあげる。リクエストがあれば聞く。その僕のために働いてくれるかな。
本気で言ってます。
警察官にこんなことを言ったら怒られてしまいそうだね。
別に怒りませんよ。
それじゃあ
No, that's bribery. You're trying to bribe this man to get what you need or what you want. That is clear up bribery right there. Like, come on. I just knew it. See, he's gonna go low and say, "Oh, I can find your missing mom." Really? Okay, first of all, he has already bad experiences with his mom growing up and her not being there. Obviously, maybe, yeah, he wants to know if she's okay and her well-being and where she's at. But at the same time, I'm sure he's like, oh, you know what? I really don't care at the moment because that's like the last thing on my mind because I have other things that I'm trying to do right now. So, no.
さすがに即答はできないですね。まあ、考えておきます。
わかった。あまり時間はあげられないからね。よろしく。
連絡はどこに？
答えが聞きたくなったらまた来るよ。
The answer's still gonna be no, or at least it should be.
戻りました。
営業に行ったって聞きましたけど、せはなさそうっすね。
めぼしい人はいたんだけど、うまくいったかはわからんね。それよりジャンキーは
あそこで相変わらずスノーにちょっかいかけてますよ。
了解。ありがとう。
Of course he is. Like, hello, what else is he gonna do in his free time? Snow, snow, snowy, snowy poo.
閉店まであとちょっとだからさ、指名入れてもまたスノーの宅でコールしたすぎるんだけど。
俺に話しかけてる暇があったら。
と。
いいだから何？
一期間についてちょっと相談。時間くれる？
ああ、やだやだ。タイム邪魔しないで。
時間はそもそも存在しない。仕事が優先だ。カラーと話し合ってこい。
顔に命令されちゃった。体の奥まで超しびれる。
Oh my god.
はーい、行ってきます。
I can't help but laugh about this. Like, Junkie just feels like over the moon. Oh my gosh, Snow. He bossed me around. He's bossing me around, telling me what to do. Ooh, I like that. Like, only Junkie.
空気吸いながら話そうか。
はあ？外面だ。バックヤードでよくね？
いいから。間口始めたけど生ゴミ。
中戻れば。
盗聴される。ちょっと情報を隠させて、ドロップにて。
ね
Ah, I knew that was coming because what else would they talk about? But yeah, he's the one to inquire the information about Drop. Obviously, yeah, like I was saying before, I think that Junkie knew Drop from the past or back then, whatever you want to say. And I don't know if he's going to be so upright on all the information. Probably not. He'll probably give him some and kind of like leave some left to be, I don't know, said later. But yeah, obviously, yeah, they definitely have a past in some way.
なになに
ドロップはスノーを探っているマーベリックの手のもの。これはドロップ自身が隠そうともしてない。
見た
で、君はマーベリックを探りたいって言っていたけど、目はドロップでしょ。違う。
なんでそう思ったわけ
ドロップが来店した時のジャンキーを見ればわかる。だから。
Yes, because that's true. If you remember when Drop first walked in, all the princesses were going gaga over him. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's the guy. That's him. Like, he instantly knew. That's why I'm saying, like, because keep in mind, if you haven't seen somebody before, your reaction is going to be different. But his reaction was more calm and collected, because he knew who he was. And at the same time, he knew that he had to be right there by Snow's side in case something went kind of south or he said something that he wasn't supposed to say at the moment and Snow was kind of caught off guard and be like, what? Because obviously, like we keep saying, Snow doesn't know much or doesn't remember certain bits of his past. So, some things aren't gonna come out right away, but you can see hints of it.
これは単なる仮に否定したいならしてもいいけど、この先も協力していくならちゃんと教えてもらわないと。
ガン詰めしてくんじゃん。ドロップとなんかあった
確認の答えは
んだ大当たり。今回引きずり出したいなって思ってたのはドロップの方。
何者なのあいつ。
多分おそらくメイビー昔のお友達じゃないかなって。
See? I knew it. He's like, maybe, just maybe an old friend. Well, yeah, okay, we get that. But what kind of old friend was he? Stop feeding us these little breadcrumbs and give us the bread because I need to know more information. Spill it, please.
詳しいってどれくらいの
最初にいた施設時代の俺とスノーとエケちゃんの3人組に後から入った帰宅がいて組してたんだけど
Okay, wait. Okay, so it was Snow, Junkie, AK, and Drop. They were all in the same facility together back then. So apparently, yes, it wasn't just AK that was brought into I don't know if this is before the Maverick thing, but I'm sure this like I said, it all probably ties into Maverick. So I'm sure Maverick has something to do with it in the first facility as well. Because there's just too many things pointing at that. But knowing that all four of them had that past together is very telling in itself. And like I said, something traumatic must have happened because the way that Snow's body was reacting to it was just very off-putting.
その子がドロップだったと思うのね。
ってこと
Okay,
は
think you know.
今日は幼なじみ4人組が感動の再会をする宅に俺がお邪魔しちゃった感じ
Emotional? I don't think so. That's to be least said about that. More like awkward and just very distant. Yeah.
だからってほんとお邪魔虫気質だよね。わら。
それなら前もってそうと言ってほしいもんだけど。でも君とスノーは ドロップと初対面の空気出してたじゃん。
俺は様子見。
Yes, Junkie was observant. Snow was being real. He just doesn't remember the man, like I said, because he doesn't remember certain things. So obviously he's not gonna have that connection like, oh my gosh, you look familiar. I remember you from somewhere. No, like what?
スノーはああ、もしドロップから久しぶり幼馴染ですって言い出したとしても信じないと思う。
なんで？
スノーの周りってよーく事故とか事件が起きるんだよね。
Oh, okay. I think we're getting somewhere. We're getting a little bit more. Okay, let's see what he's gonna say next. Hopefully, I can get a bit more understanding about some things.
ほらほら、ウイナお姫様ってよく狙われるものだし。
何その認識。
んで、ある日施設がぶっ壊れるくらい大きな事件が起きたわけ。
What?
結果ドロップは死んだ。その
Hold on. Okay. He just said, so there was a big enough incident that it destroyed the whole first facility. I don't know what that is, but that is not good. And then he said, Drop died and Snow went missing. Well, clearly, Drop is not technically dead because he seems very alive and in the present right now, unless he has a doppelganger or twin or something. But yeah. And I'm thinking now that's when Snow lost his memories, obviously, after the, let's say, I don't know, explosion happened or something like that. The building caught on fire. I'm just putting out scenarios here. And somehow, Snow got out or whatever. Someone took him. I don't know who. And yeah, by that time, when he came to or something like that, he just didn't remember a lot of what happened. And I don't know where he went from there or how long he may have been with the person that like maybe rescued him or kidnapped him or whatever had him for, but it was long enough where he just, yeah, kind of forgot about things. But considering the fact that he doesn't know Drop at all, it's kind of like, I don't know how to put this. Like, obviously he remembers Junkie and AK from back then, but there's for some reason he does not remember Drop. I don't know if Drop came in a little bit later than them. Obviously he said that all four of them were in that facility, but Drop may have came a little bit later than the other ones. Or, they just didn't have enough interaction like that. Possibly. But who knows that time frame right now. I'm just trying to figure out, yeah. But Drop isn't dead. Like I said, unless he has a twin or a doppelganger, that doesn't seem necessarily right. I don't know what Junkie means by that, but we'll see.
なんだね。
はぁ？頃に死んだんなら、今日会話は何なの？
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Color.
もしんないし、違うかもしんないし、
True.
謎は深まるばかりだね。
Stop, Junkie. Stop saying the mystery is thickening. Come on, we need more to go on, and you're only giving bits and pieces. Like, this is the only thing that sends me about this voice drama is that you literally get little bitty breadcrumbs. You only get a little by little of what's going on. Like, I need more. Like now.
違うかもって、どういう可能性？死んだ子供が蘇って成長したって。
もしくは、スノーが大好きすぎて、最近また仲良しルンルンとエケちゃんが羨ましくて超絶やきもち焼いてバカたたたきたのかなよ。
Okay, now he's saying that Drop loved Snow so much back then, but I mean, okay, say that was the case. Obviously, I mean, because excuse me, like I said, Snow's body is reacting to Drop, but like he's not remembering anything about him. And then, okay, yeah, Drop was maybe feeling some certain way about Snow. And then you have Junkie in the mix. Did Junkie intentionally do something back then to kind of cause that rift in between? And maybe he was the one that kind of like um made sure Snow went off somewhere else so it didn't work in it didn't work in Drop's favor. I don't know. I'm just the wheels are turning up here trying to think of different scenarios.
そんなわけないでしょ。
そう俺結構ドロップはお化け説推しなんだけど。
ああ、なんかもう頭痛くなってきた。
Mine's starting to hurt too.
スノーの周りってどうなってんの？
マジそれ、本当にね。そんなところも好き好きポイントなんだけど。とりあえずさ、ドロップがお化けなら、誰のことも脅かさないで、さっさと成仏してほしいよね。
Like Junkie is just trolling now. He's going above and beyond. Okay, the first bit I get, but to say that Drop is a ghost, okay, yeah, you're trolling. And Chloe's like, okay, my head is starting to hurt. Mine too, because that's a lot. It's a lot to think about, a lot to take in. But let's see what happens in this next part. I'll be right back. Let me get it up. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we're getting more information or any details that we can further analyze in this part.
それじゃ、お疲れ。お先に。
そうなあ、また明日もラブイチャしようね。
お疲れ様でした。
無視すらかいか。
Of course he's gonna
終
ignore
わ
you.
ったらさっさと帰るとかさ、所詮はゲストディスカ丸だし。
仕方ないよ。ゴートは昼間も働いてるから疲れてるんだと思う。
はあ？ワンコの肩持つわけ？
え？そういうつもりじゃないよ。
逆に売り上げって機密情報みたいなものだし、聞いたらまずいって配慮なんじゃない？
だよね。きっとそういうことだよね。
計算をしてるので、もう少し黙っててもらえませんか？
ワクワクドキドキ売り上げすげさ。最高記録。
Oh, so something else makes your heart pound like that besides Snow is the amount of money cha-ching that you are making at this club.
ちゃった。
今夜はゲストが勢ぞろいした効果があると思う。
がお金ちゃんちゃんばらまいてくれたのもあるしね。
ドロップ？
マーベリックの偉い人。ったのはジャンキーと AK と陰キャワンコとカラー。
へえ。
っていうかあの感じでお偉いさんって何？あの人僕たちとそんな年変わんなくない？
ネルちゃんよりは上なんじゃない？
それはそう。
うっざ。で AK そうなの？
ネルよりは上だ。
だから何歳なのって聞いてんだけど、察しが悪いのかわざとなのか、口割らせようか。
まあ、こらこらそんな子は。
Nuru is just so insulting when he says things. Like, it's a bit of sarcasm, but insulting at the same time. He has, like, no patience for anyone's tomfoolery.
ない顔しないの。21か12歳くらいかな。
詳しくは知らない。ただ、親父の側近だと聞いている。
ああ、そうなんだ。
側近ってどんなお仕事するんだろう。秘書みたいな？
はい。おしゃべりはそこまで。お待たせしました。今日の売り上げが出ましたよ。こちらです。
うわ、すごいな。
この数字を見ると、検討せざるを得ませんね。
何を？
ホスト期間終了後、バスカでカフェでもやることを。
は
うわ、いいね。AK の入れるコーヒー美味しいし、俺メニュー考えるよ。
乗るな。
昼の営業だと月に
検討するな。
やっべ、太陽に弱すぎ。うかる。
まあ、ヨタ話はこれくらいにしておきましょうか。というくらいは反省会も不要でしょう。各自、明日も気を引き締めて接客をお願いします。スプリングは
とにかく遅刻時間を少しでも減らしてください。人助けも一人でしないで、周りを頼って行うように。
頑張る。
じゃあ帰りさので、お疲れ。
お疲れ様。
あ、エケちゃんはなかったかなお話。
Obviously, he wants to have some conversations with his AK Poo and Cherry Pie. We already know that Nuru is not going to stick around and be like, bye, see y'all. I'm out. I'm done. I've had enough of y'all for the day. But that's great that sales are booming. I can honestly speak for that. I mean, I'm sure it's a mix of Snow trying to throw, Drops trying to throw the money around, but also because the princesses are like really in awe over Snow and Color.
あるな。
あと、そういうことは早めにこちらにもがあるんですよ。
ダメ。
大丈夫？俺も残ろうか？
だけ。でも、チェリちゃんにいじめられたら、あと、何行くやん。
そういうことなら確実に行くでしょうね。スプリング、部屋で待っていてあげてください。
じゃあ、早速だけど。
Here comes our little innocent Joe.
マシュマロ。
He's trying to get his rest.
今、
I'll be surprised. I really will be surprised if one day he doesn't get startled by anything. I will literally just be shocked.
ありましたよね。4時ですよ。誰？何事？
遅くにごめん。
カラー？中へどうぞ。
おうしないから玄関で。寝てたでしょ。疲れてるとこ悪いね。
いえ、緊急事態ですか？
まだそこまでじゃないけど。でも、今んち
I'm sure this has to do with the drop business and him trying to keep an eye on drop and some of the things that he's doing. And I don't know if he's going to necessarily tell him that drop kind of offered him, something in order to get information out of him.
どうしたんですか？
これから俺は俺の仕事を全うする。できるだけ連絡は入れるつもりだけど。まあ、何かあれ伝えてほしい。裏切り者は俺じゃない。強いて言えば、怪しいのは AK だって。
AK が？
そんなわけで、少し。
Wait. Okay. So, okay, he's leaving for a little bit to carry out his mission. So, apparently to me, I feel like he's going to take up Drop's offer, but not in the way that they're going to think. But he's going to try to use it to his advantage in order to see if he can get more information or if he can figure out what's going on in Maverick. So, yeah. So he wants to make sure that obviously Joe, because he feels like Joe's the most reliable one and they'll believe Joe, that he's not the traitor, but suspiciously enough, AK. But AK already, he's with Bad Skunk, so I don't understand, I don't know if he's trying to say that to throw off suspicion of whatever he's going to be doing and, let AK be the scapegoat. I mean, obviously, yeah, AK is suspicious. He's be gone for like certain periods of time and doesn't say anything, and then he pops back up, but he's very kind of like standoffish. So he might have a point there, but I mean, I don't really necessarily know to what extent AK has been doing stuff. It might not be as bad as what we think, and he might not be that suspicious, but they're very playing it off like he is kind of suspicious, so I don't know.
だけは悪いけど、俺ジョーに移行する。
待ってください。急すぎるのでは？
Just like, please don't do this to me. I don't need any more work. And if anything, I need less work because I don't want to be around people. I want to be in a safe place, and I don't want to be startled or scared by anything.
もっと詳しいことが俺のヘッドに聞いてくれる？ああ、話してくれるかはわかんないけど。
わかりました。いつ出るんですか？
今すぐ。じゃ、よろしく。
了解です。ご分を。
おやすみ。
So we won't be seeing color for a little bit, I guess. But I'm sure he'll pop up at some point.
おやすみじゃないですよ。
He's gonna have a stressful night getting back to sleep.
目
Oh, poor Joe.
冴えちゃいましたって。起きてるんでしょうね。
Who, I wonder? Who's calling? Snow, maybe? I don't know.
何かな。定時連絡にはまだ早いようだけれど。
お疲れ様です。カラーの状況教えてもらえますか？
彼が請け負っていたスノーの護衛がお前に移行になった。本人から伝えさせたはずだよ。
それは聞きました。が知りたいのはカラーの任務です。
互いの任務の内容は秘密。それが俺たちのルールのはずだろう。
ですが、
Then what's the
近く
point?
にいる仲間だからこそ手助けできることだって。
そこにネズミがいればあらゆる情報が筒抜けになるとしても。
それは
ネズミではないと証明できるようで話は別だよ。
任務の移行については了解しました。遵守します。
頼む。
I forget this guy's name. Oh my gosh. But I've seen him like at the club and stuff. So yeah, obviously he's undercover and stuff too, doing his own little missionary work. But yeah. So that, like, yeah, Color said he's probably wasn't gonna tell you anything. He tried, but yeah. I guess Joe's gonna have to just go on a whim and just, play everything the best of his ability. And make sure that no information gets out that's not supposed to. Because I'm sure he definitely doesn't want to be made out to be a rat.
僕も頑張らないと。
強肉だったな。思い立って行動してみてよかった。これからは目的に関わってみよう。せっかく足があるのにかなければ損だからね。さて次はどうか。やっぱり
It kind of sounds like he's in like a hydro tank or something. It's definitely something of that nature. So whatever happened back then with the destruction, of the first building, obviously it affected him in a way like he needed to be like medically induced, and like maybe they did something to him or whatever. Now that he's actually still alive, and obviously there are consequences to him being, not consequences, but there's certain things that he has to adhere to health wise in order to still be alive, is what I'm saying. But it definitely sounds like some kind of like hydro tank or something that he's in.
取り戻さないといけない。手に入れないと気が済まないよ。だってのだったんだから。
Hold on. If you're talking about Snow being yours, he was yours to begin with, I absolutely do not think that Junkie's just gonna hand him over to you. At least not without a fight. You would have to fight him to the death in order to try to get Snow back. Just saying. But like, see, that's kind of hinting at the what I was saying before, is I think that Junkie didn't like the closeness that Drop and Snow had. So I think he kind of had a hand in like the facility going down the way it did, and I'm pretty, I don't want to say pretty positive, but I have this inkling that yes, it definitely had to do with Junkie getting Snow out of there and him being taken to another place, because ain't no way.
どうしてみんな当たり前のように持っているんだろう。誇れるもの、あるいは期待に返せるもの。僕の手の中には何もないというのに。失望されずに済む方法、幻滅されずに済む方法、長いこと探しているけれど見つけられていない。こんな僕でも求められたい、認められたいと願うなんて、きっととってもおこがましい。こんな僕が誰かを守りたいと思うなんて、知らないにも程がある。それでもせめて託された思いを抱え続けられたらいい。何も。
Wow. So that was Joe's thinking and speaking out his thoughts. Um I think that Joe doesn't give himself enough credit for even though he's very skittish and very like easily shy away from things and gets nervous and just overthinks certain things. I think that he's very capable because obviously it shows that he is, because why would Color entrust him to, oversee things while he's gone and making sure that things stay on the up and up, and obviously make sure that no one else knows that he's a traitor, like that he's not a traitor, and just being that person. He could have went to any other member if he wanted to, but he chose Joe, and I think that speaks volumes for that he is reliable and that he is capable of more than what he sees of himself. And I hope that he can see that through the course of this until Color comes back after his mission. And I think he'll hold it up well because he knows that this is something that is important and is something that he is meant to do. And I hope that through this, he can become stronger in the beliefs of himself, is what I hope. So that was another episode of Gray Sheep. And we got a lot more information this time around, which I'm very thankful and happy about because we needed more to go on trying to piece everything together. And so I kind of expressed to y'all some of my ideals or what I think happened in the past. And yes, Maverick definitely had their hand in it, but I also think that Junkie has that type of jealousy about him, and obviously I'm sure Job has jealousy as well, but those two coinciding and around Snow, it had to be one or the other and not both, because in Junkie's eyes, he is the person that's supposed to be around Snow, and then probably in Job's eyes, he is the one that's meant to be, that person for Snow. So like they're both doing the same things, but like I said, there can only be one person around him. And I think that's where things kind of clashed in that sense back then, and just things got blown out of proportion because everything was revolved around Snow. So we'll see where this path leads us. And like I said, hopefully Color can find out some more information. Like I said, he probably took Drop up on his offer. I'm sure, yeah, maybe he wants to know what happened to his mom, where she's at. But at the same time, he's doing it to infiltrate himself and get more information if he works for Drop, to make it a little bit easier for himself. But if things go sideways and Drop decides to be like, oh, well, Color he's a traitor. Like, I offered him something and now he's working for me. He doesn't want that to be seen in the other members' eyes like, oh my gosh, you just willingly just took the guy up on his offer and started working for him. Like, what are we even doing? So I kind of get it. But hopefully things will work out in the right favor. And we'll see if Snow actually can remember more about his past now that a little bit more things are coming to light. If it works out that way. That was it for my reaction. I am going to see if there's any music videos that I missed out on that I haven't watched so that I can react to them at the end of this. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I have two that music videos that I have not reacted to yet, so I'm gonna do those. This one I believe is by Bad Skunk and it's called Cheeky Girl. Let's see how good it is. Okay, the visuals are already starting off good and I like the beat. Let's see what it's gonna give though.
やば、死んじゃいそう。
感じたことない曲ためらずにだしなスイスしてないで踊ってワンデスタッフ
Oh, this is so good. And I love it because they have like more of the members of Bad Skunk in here. Is it pretty much all of them? I think maybe a couple might be missing, but we have Nuru. I didn't get to see him like really do, you know, his bits yet. And then we have AK, we have YP, we have Cherry, we have Junkie, of course, and I don't know who else I'm missing. Oh yeah, and Spring, sorry.
Cheeky girl. 死んじゃいそう。
That was really good. Yay. I like that they had all the members in there this time and that it was like, you know, just a whole kitchen because all their voices sound really good together. And I think the compliment, and like I said, hearing Nuru sing in this, and it was really nice. He has a nice voice. And I think it complemented each element of character very well. So that was a good music video. Now we're going to move on to Goat, which is Colors of You. I believe this is what I did see, and it looks like all the members are on this one. So this week, this time, it was the whole group collaboration music video. Okay, so starting out, this one's gonna be more of the softer side. The other one was more edgier, more, rock, more harder. And this one is gonna be more, maybe more emotional, more light, and more, I don't know, giving you the feels.
突き抜けてゆく柔らかな日だまりの中
君がいた世界を撫でる色づいた花を揺らして
こんな雲一つない空じゃ涙が詰まる独り言どこまでも聞こえてしまうな大事なものを失っても時は続くよ悲しみと僕が
Another thing, Joe has such a good voice as well. Like, for him to be the type of character that he is, which is more shy and more, like on edge about things, his voice is so elegant and smooth. I love it.
立ち止まれしないように Day by day それぞれ歩む未来 Time has come 少しの別れだねまた出会えた話をしようそれまでと月を You're only one 見上げた空に Good smile 繰り返す過ち身を裂くような悲劇傷だらけの心抱え生きている次は僕らの番さかけりを何度季節塗り替えたって大丈夫削れない Every day, everywhere 溢れ出したから遊び何度季節塗り替わろうと抱きしめよう君宛ての想いと愛どんな明日も踏み出せるのは You're a special only one そばにいるから It's you
Oh, that was so cute. That felt like it was especially for me. Oh, thank you, goat. Let me stop. That was very beautiful. And even though I didn't have the lyrics, I know it was very heartfelt and very, I don't know, it just made me feel warm inside. Um, So that was it for my full reaction today with the episode, the rest of the episode, and the music video reactions. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, my sunshines. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I post another video, like, share, and comments. If you have anything to say, let me know about your theories that you have about this show, because yes, I want to hear if you guys are on the same page as me or if you have other theories and we can kind of collaborate together about what we think as in a whole. But yes, I will catch my sunshines in the next video. I hope you guys continue to spread your love, peace, and positivity out into the world. I will catch y'all in the next one. Love ya. Bye.
Shine on me bright, keep